Hey fam, welcome back. So we are back for part 2 of Shop My Stash Scavenger Hunt Too Faced Edition. And I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of products and I have a lot of thoughts. So if you're interested to hear my thoughts on these products that we tested this week, go ahead and stay tuned. We're going to get into it right now. So as you can see, there were a multitude of products to try this week. And it was a lot. It was a big old task at hand. But I was able to try a sampling of products at the very least. And I do have some thoughts. So I'm going to break them down into categories and we'll start reviewing these products. So the first product I would go in with would be the Hangover RX Primer. Thoughts on this? And I'm just letting you guys know right now. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a brutal review. and no shade. No tea, no shade if Too Faced is your favorite brand. None whatsoever. I have discovered so much about these products and myself this week that I'm a little shooketh. I'm just gonna come right out with it. I had 2 weeks to try these products, so I didn't get through all of them, but I did get through the majority of them, and I have definite thoughts on everything. This primer is a moisturizer, IMO. I don't think this does anything else besides a very light moisturizer. I didn't find that it made my makeup last better. It didn't do anything impressive for my pores. It didn't give me overwhelming hydration. It didn't make me glowy. It's just a moisturizer, honestly. I didn't find anything special about this primer. And please don't be upset if you love these things. I just want to be honest, and so I don't really review things too often. I always get really nervous about offending anybody, but I'm trying to change that about myself, and I'm trying to be brave. So I just want to save you guys money if you also fell in love with Too Faced packaging and, like me, have been storing vast majorities of products in your collection that aren't that great. There, I said it. I'm very underwhelmed with most of these products. So the next product is the Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation. This is infused with juicy watermelon and fresh cucumber. So back in the beginning of my channel, if you guys are OGs, I know you are, Emma. Maybe there's a few others here. Probably Angela. You might remember this video about Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I tried the Born This Way foundation for the first time today, as well as the concealer. And if you have dry skin, girl, I would not. Woo! Oh my goodness. I had such a fiasco with that foundation and it made me so upset and like angry and frustrated just trying to use it that I returned it. I was like, I despise that foundation. Despise it. This is like Born This Way Part 2. So I didn't even remember how much I hated Too Faced Born This Way until I tried this foundation. And I may be alone in this because I do know there are people that love this. But for me, and my skin, which is really dry, particularly in the wintertime, I'd say in summer, I'm like dry combo, like T-zone, I get a little oily, everything else is dry. In the winter, everything's dry. I felt like I took chalk and mixed it with like some kind of liquid and tried to put it on my face. This is by far the worst foundation I have in my collection. And I don't have a hard time with foundations, to be totally honest with you. Most foundations will work. Some I will like better than others. But this was horrible. It broke up. I can't even say it broke up. It completely wore off like the better part of my face, leaving these patches of pigment in place and then just plain old skin. Like it was like pigment and then just flesh. Like it was terrible. It was super dry. I don't know where they get full coverage or hydrating in this. This is a light buildable to medium coverage. This is not full coverage and this is not hydrating. This is the driest formula I've ever put on my face other than the Born This Way, which is worse for sure. I hated this. I hated it, but I found a way to make it work. And I did try it with the Too Faced primer. I tried it with Touch and Soul primer. I tried it with, I think there was another primer I tried too, but yeah, hated this. However, I did find a way to make it work one day where it didn't look horrible. It didn't look like anything I'd want to wear, but it didn't look so ghastly awful that I was actually embarrassed to show my face. This just did not agree with my skin. If this works for you, fabulous. But, oh, and I do want to warn you, if you're sensitive to scent, this was an overwhelming smell of watermelon and cucumber. I've heard a lot of people talk about the watermelon part. The cucumber part I smelled more than the watermelon, and it had this like earthy kind of cucumber smell that I wasn't that crazy about. I just did not like this. However, when I started out with primer, then I went in with this little moisturizer that I absolutely love. I learned about this from a Juicy Jazz e.l.f. sponsored video. This is the e.l.f. Glow Radiant Moisturizer. And this is supposed to make you very glowy. So right off the bat, I would say that I definitely look very, very shiny. I think that it's got a very nice glow. So we'll see where this takes us. I don't find this terribly moisturizing, but this makes your skin look like it's glass. Like you've got such a great glow that totally pulls through for me through the foundation. It doesn't feel like your skin won't feel super soft and moisturized. It will look shiny. But like shiny in a great way, like shiny in a, if you're putting dusty foundation on your face that you want to look like it's slightly moisturizing. Love this stuff. This is great. So I started with this to give me some glow. And then back in the day, if y'all saw my, it was like I felt terrible. I was like really sick and I was trying to film. And so I just did like a really chill makeup look. And I went in with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. And if y'all saw that video, this shade was like mad light for my face. This is pretty funny, actually. A little bit strange. Rather than like throw out an entire tube of foundation or not get my use out of it or just not really have like a clear opinion on how I felt because the shade was off, this is in Fair 4N. I picked up another bottle of the Pretty Fresh. I got this one in 8N. Reason being, I thought I was gonna get 6N. I thought that would probably be a better shade for my face, but I have this entire tube, so I wanted to get something dark enough that I could use this too, like blend them together so that I wouldn't just waste this tube of tinted moisturizer. And this combination for me is the perfect shade for my face. It's 4 and 8. So I imagine if you got 6N, it would be probably what this would be mixed. So I took the darker of the two. This is 8N. So primed with my No Pore Blum, went in with this on top, which gave me some glow. Then I mixed equal parts, 2 pumps of this and 2 pumps of this. And it stayed on my face and it didn't look crusty, dusty, busted. Like it was okay. It was okay. I didn't look absolutely like ridiculously bad. But when I wore this by itself, I looked ridiculously bad. Even for me who can't do makeup that well and is still learning, and you know, this was horrible. I hated it so much. So if you have dry skin, just tread with caution. Maybe you can get a sample if they still even sell this. I found mine at TJ Maxx. Next I had 2 concealers to try. I had the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer and I had the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This one I found to be somehow like thick, but didn't actually cover anything. It's like it would be like thick and goopy on your face and still the under eyes would be like popping through, like the blue would be popping through this concealer. I don't know how to describe it. It would look dry and like bad, but like didn't actually cover anything, which seems really weird. It was like streaky. I hated it. I hated it. This guy's great. Little bit goes a long way, which is crazy because this is such a humongous concealer. But this one I do like. I use it from time to time and I do enjoy this concealer. So we do have one win from Too Faced. This I would recommend. Next I went in with powder. So I have a couple powders. I have the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder in translucent. This is okay. I felt like it made my face really dry, like drier than most setting powders. Like the formula itself seems really thick. It kind of caked my face up pretty significantly. I will use it up, but I don't think I'll ever repurchase it or probably ever purchase anything from Too Faced again after this week. This little powder that I tried from Maybelline, I told you guys I wanted to come back on this. This I really loved. I used it to blend out my nose contour and it was great. Happy with Maybelline. The Peach Blur Powder, I tried using this to try to help that foundation not look as terrible, and it did actually help a little bit. However, this absolutely will taint your skin this color. So your skin will look absolutely peachy. If you use it, it's not like it's a translucent powder or that it just blurs. It absolutely deposits pigment on your face. So I just want to give you guys fair warning. This is something I would, finish. And I'm pretty sure this is discontinued now, but I don't think I would, well, I know I wouldn't repurchase this. Even at a discounted TJ Maxx price, I wouldn't repurchase it. Cocoa Contour Powder, I also got from TJ Maxx. I got most of this Too Faced stuff from TJ Maxx, except for some of the eyeshadow palettes, I think. And some of the bronzers. Pretty sure, and the concealer. And the setting powder. The primer I purchased from Sephora. So then this is the little contour kit. This I don't mind. It's got a great cool toned shade here, which is great for contour. It was okay. I don't contour too often, but you know, when I needed it, it was okay. This is something that I don't mind at all. So we've got 2 wins so far. So I tried this highlighting face palette. I just tried the pink one in the center. And I had heard such bad things about this that it was pretty much all glitter. It's not. It's fine. It kind of has an ice cream scent to it. Like a vanilla, like a sweet vanilla scent. I didn't try these other 2. So this gold one is kind of like pretty glittery, but the other 2 look highlighty. I mean, they're not bad. I really love the packaging. I think the formula is okay. It's not my favorite highlighter. Nothing really too remarkable about this. Let's jump into some lip products. So I have all these melted latex products that I got from TJ Maxx. These basically give you those strings where you go and you have like Skeletor mouth from He-Man. Any of y'all remember that, John? So these are terrible. These are definitely going to get decluttered. This melted metallic Too Faced liquid lipstick isn't bad. Like, this one's okay. The melted gold, liquefied gold lip gloss is cool. I didn't use this week, but I have swatched it and used it before, and it's neat. Those 2 are okay. I have a bunch of this style of lipstick from Too Faced, and I did try these guys this week. I can see that the formula is really creamy, and they were okay. They're on your lips for like 10 minutes until you eat something or drink something. They're totally gone. And I have some other colors here. These are okay. I mean, like, nothing to really write home about. Not my favorite formula, but not bad. And then I have these 2 Too Faced, like I have a Unicorn Tears and a Fairy Tears. I did try the Fairy Tears and it's neat. I can see myself reaching for it for like a pretty eclectic look. It's very iridescent. As you can see, it's like kind of neat. So I don't usually wear much lip gloss and I don't typically wear colors like this, but it could be like neat for a very specific look. I tried the melted liquefied longwear lipstick in these little tubes. I actually have this one on today. This creamy peach oil lip gloss I have worn before. The shade is just weird on me, so it's not one I reach for that often. It's pretty much, if you like an orange gloss that smells like peaches, I mean, it is what it is. It's just not something I ever really reach for. To kind of wrap up on lip products, I do have 7 of these guys. These are pretty neat. I find them to be more like a topper shade, which I didn't expect when I bought them. But I definitely feel like for some of them, you have to definitely wear like something underneath. But I will quickly swatch them for you. So you can kind of see how it's like, it's opaque, but it's not. It definitely feels more like a topper shade, but these are neat, I think. Like, I actually do like these. Just because they're like metallic, they're different. But see how they look kind of more like toppers? This one is very strange. I don't know if I like this one, but it's like a brown gold taupe color, kind of. It's interesting. This red one has a bit more pigment to it and not as much sparkle. It's actually like less sparkly than I thought it was going to be. But you see that one's like this blue one here is like pretty sheer. Like that plummy one. So these are neat. I like them. Like, these I'm not decluttering for sure. Now, some products I do love are these Too Faced Glitter Pop Peel Off Eyeliner. I've used these so much. If you've seen videos recently where I've had like a little bit of glitter right here and like the tail or like a little under my eye, a lot of times it was these guys. I've been reaching for these a lot more. I've been having a lot of fun with them. So these were pretty cool. I think they're neat for like a little pop of something under, like on the lower lash line, or carve out your wing or something like that, or go along like the upper lid. You could do all those kinds of things. It's a pretty skinny little brush. So you can do a lot with these. And these are cool. I actually like them. Moving into these cream highlighter sticks. I did not use this one. But I did try this one this week. And you can see just from swatching them, they're very chunky and piecey. You can see these big chunks like in the camera here. So it's just, and then you go to blend it and it just like, it's just patchy and clumpy. Like I'm just moving clumps. Not impressed at all. These guys, the Too Faced Candlelight Glow highlighters, if you enjoy a subtle highlighter, you might like these. I wasn't crazy about them. I didn't think there was really anything all that special about them. I mean, see, it's just not, you can kind of see it down there. They're just not blinding. They don't really do a lot. And if you want something more subtle, then that might be perfect for you. But I feel like I have subtle highlighters that look less patchy than these. Just not crazy about them at all. I have a Too Faced Love Light You Light Up My Life. This one is a pretty highlight. Let's see there. But again, it's just not, it's not special. Like it's, I don't know. I'm so underwhelmed with like everything. Not everything. There are definitely some game changers here. Moving along to these cream blushes. I have 6. So I have all these different colors. I tried at first to use these guys because they were more on like the nude side, the Peach My Cheeks and Pinch My Peach, which is this color. And I also tried Spiced Peach, which is this color. And they honestly looked like a bruise on my face, like not flattering at all. I didn't try the red one, the Peach Berry. I didn't try this one. And I didn't try Ginger Peach, this one. But these ones I did try, and I do like these. I like this pink one in So Peachy, and I love this Peach Dream, which is like a really light pink. And these are the ones I would have thought I would have liked the least. This is my favorite one, I think. But these actually do look really fresh on your skin. They look cute. They do smell a lot like peach, so if this peach scent bothers you, you might not like these. But I think those darker ones, even though I enjoy like playing with color and stuff, because of the formula, it really just looked like a shiny bruise. It just wasn't popping. These guys were a bit better. I do like this bronzer. It also these both have the peach smell. But the bronzer's pretty nice. I use this with like a beauty blender or a makeup sponge. And I also used this one with a makeup sponge. And so these look pretty on my face. These were easy to wear and I liked them. So these weren't too bad. This I loved, the Too Faced Love Flush How Deep Is Your Love. I wish I had picked up more of these. I wish I could have found more of them. This formula is great. I really, really like this one. So the Sweetheart blushes are beautiful. We only have a little bit left. Sorry I'm like flying through these, but I had so much to go through and I didn't want you guys to be here forever and I didn't want to be too negative. I'm sorry this video is so negative. I haven't tried this guy, the Sun Bunny, since that same fateful video with the Too Faced foundation, the Born This Way foundation. So I just didn't make it to this one again. And I also didn't get the chance to try the Sweetie Pie or the Chocolate Gold, but I did try these 3. This one I like, but I like it less than I thought I did. And it may be the brush that I've started using instead of my old brush. I've started using a Real Techniques brush and a much lighter application. I don't feel like my cheeks are as muddy anymore, I hope. I do feel like my bronzer has been looking a little bit better. So when I went back in with this style of applying bronzer, it was a little much, but I do still like it. I'll still play with it. I just probably wouldn't repurchase it. The Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This one I didn't mind at all. This one's fine, I think. I know that some folks really don't like this. I don't have any beef with it. It didn't give me any trouble. My favorite bronzer though was this pineapple one. This is the Pineapple Sun bronzer and highlighter. I think this is the prettiest highlighter. I have this on my face today and I have this bronzer on today. So like this side was kind of okay. No, this side was the patchy side. And this side I think was a little bit better, if I recall. So this is just like a little bit funky, but this I love. This bronzer is really soft. It blends beautifully. It's not patchy, streaky, muddy. The highlighter is beautiful. I definitely love this product. And this guy's okay. For the blushes, I tried a little bit of this on my face today. I thought it might be kind of cool with this shirt. But I just took a really light hand. And I think it's pretty. It's hard to kind of tell now. It looks like it's fading a bit, but it's like a pretty berry color. So this I'd like. I would pick these up in other shades. I think the formula is great. I actually really like this Tutti Frutti. This is like probably the best part of the Tutti Frutti line of these face products. And then we're left with palettes. Boy, what an eye-opener this week has been. I did not try the Palm Spring Dream palette only because I haven't touched this palette and I'm still trying to decide if I want to keep it and try it or if I want to maybe put it aside for a future giveaway. I just haven't decided yet. I'm not sure. So I didn't want to touch this quite yet. I also did not get a chance to really play with the Tickle Peach, which is this little mini palette. It's a smaller one. I have tried this purple shade once and I remember I didn't really care for it. I don't think I like Too Faced shimmer formula at all. So this I've done a video on. This palette's fine. This is the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. It's nothing to write home about. It's very wearable, very easy. I mostly play with the mattes in here, not so much the shimmers. But it's fine for like a quick look. If you're like, look, I have 15 minutes to get ready for work. This is me in real life. I have 15 minutes to get ready for work. I have no idea what I want to wear. I just grab for this because brown always looks nice. Like brown is so easy. You don't have to worry about it being crazy or like this look tonight like is a little out there. This I do like. I think it's great if you enjoy wearable shadows. If you're a shimmer fan, I would not buy Too Faced in general. I don't think their shimmers are exceptional at all. The Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette, again, the shimmers in here were trash and the mattes were nice. This was one of the nicer formulas to blend. I didn't find that these shadows got as patchy on me as some other ones. But I mean, I got a chance to play with these palettes like one time maybe, or maybe I could tap in for another quick color to like blend something out. So I did not get to use these that often and that much, especially because I was really focused on two palettes for the most part during this trial period, because they were two I was really excited about, two I hadn't even tried before this shot my stash, because I had this precious idea in my head that like, I don't know, I just wanted them to stay perfect and it was just so stupid. So I was really excited to try those and they were so disappointing. But yeah, so today on my eyes, I mostly have Life is a Festival. I used Young and Free. I used Rainbow Life. I used a bit of the Unicorn Tears in my inner corner and I went under my eye with this green one in Fireflies. This one's okay. Honestly, this was one of the better palettes that I tried this week. Even though it's not a color story I would normally go for. And that's the other thing with those other palettes. I didn't hit them with setting spray. I just wanted to test them as they were. To get this look today, I had to use setting spray to get the shimmers to do anything. They wouldn't even show up. The Too Faced Pineapple palette I had never tried before. I did only try 2 colors or 3 colors from this palette. I tried this one, and this one. And these are pretty. I like this formula better than this kind of palette, but this gold that I tried was mostly glitter and it definitely flaked off my eyes as the day went on. I didn't try the green or this shiny color, which these are like the 2 cooler formulas in this palette. This one I definitely want to try again and give it more of a shot because I really do love this color story. And I mean, I'm going to give all of these more of a shot. I'm not just going to like declutter everything because I only had a very short period of time to work with them and I had so many products. There's certain things like those latex lipsticks that I know I don't want. So when I get around to doing a declutter for my collection, they'll definitely be getting decluttered. These guys broke my heart. They broke my heart. I have heard so many good things about both of these palettes and I really am confused because I really didn't like either of them. I haven't had a ton of time with the gingerbread. I haven't. So I think my camera was tired of hearing about me bitch and complain too, so it just kind of cut me off. But we do have these last 4 palettes to talk about. So I had kind of started to talk about these guys. I think what you have to do with Too Faced shimmer shadows is to use a setting spray. I think without using a setting spray, their shimmers hardly perform at all. They swatch pretty, but when you try to put them on your eye, they're just really underwhelming and difficult to work with, in my opinion. I just kept trying to layer and layer and layer. It's just a mess. And I was really sad because these are two palettes I wanted for the longest time and was so happy when I finally got them and loved them so much I didn't even want to touch them. And I'm just so disappointed and underwhelmed with their products. I really am. And it's really a bummer. Hey there, Editing Joy here. I just wanted to kind of put in a quick disclaimer. What I was basically trying to say in the video is that I've only had 2 weeks to try 10 different eyeshadow palettes, some of which I didn't get to. So the time I spent with the gingerbread palette as well as the chocolate gold palette, I really kind of focused on those palettes more than other palettes during my trial period. I was expecting the shadows to perform out of the palette like so many other brands, you know, that I've used that I have no problem with. And I was very upset that, like, when I tried to layer the shimmer formula, it just got really... When I tried to layer the glitter formula from the chocolate gold palette, it just got really, really chunky on my eyes. It was very piecey and patchy and got, like, clumped up. I think I even did try to use a setting spray at one point, and it helped a little bit, but not a lot. I do want to revisit both of these palettes. Maybe somehow I'll find a way to love them the way that so many others have, or find a way to make them work better so that I can have a similar experience to so many other experiences that I've heard of. I feel a little gun shy right now just because it was really frustrating trying to use them. So I don't know that I'm going to reach for them soon, but I absolutely do want to retest them and see if I have a different experience. So please note that it was a short time I had to really try and make these work, and I did the best that I could, but I do want to revisit them and see if my thoughts change in some time. But these last two, I have the white peach. This one got so much flack. Like, everyone hated this so much that I almost didn't even pick it up when I saw it at TJ Maxx. Like, I was like, everyone hates this palette, Joy, don't waste your money. I actually like this one. I tried it only one time, but it was fine. I tried a couple of the colors and it looked okay. Like, it didn't give me any trouble at all. No shade for that one. And this is by far one of my favorite palettes in my whole collection. Like, I love this palette. This has never, ever done me wrong. Ever. It is a great palette. I've used most of these colors multiple times. I love this palette. I love this. I reached for it. It helped me try to save this eye look today. My lips are so crusty from that melted lipstick, those tubes. I'm just a disaster. I look terrible. But I wanted you guys to kind of see some of these products on my face. Like, just to kind of, I'm really not trying to throw shade at all. At all. I was so sad because this is a ton of money in this little stash. I mean, even if I spent $10 a product, which I promise you I spent much more than that, even at $10 a product, this would have been hundreds of dollars that is down the drain. So if I can save anybody any money, where I can try to direct you to the products that I thought maybe were worth it, that's all that, you know, that makes this worth it to me. If I can save somebody money and have you guys pick something up like this, you know, instead of something like this, you know, it's, I'm just really bummed that that more of these products didn't work out for me. Like I said, I had a ton of products to try in a very short window, so I didn't have time to, you know, just play with this one palette for 2 weeks, try it a bunch of different ways, try every single color, try it with setting spray, try mixing this with other palettes. I didn't have that kind of an opportunity, which is, you know, that's the tricky part with doing such a large roundup. I just happen to have a ton from Too Faced. So I do want to continue to try to use some of these products. The ones that I said I love, I'm comfortable recommending those. But the other ones that I didn't like some are going to be getting decluttered for sure, like those liquid latex lipsticks. For sure, I don't need them at all. There's no reason for me to try to make them work, and they're just not a great formula. They're very sticky and stringy and not pleasant. I'd like to give this guy another shot for sure. I only got to use a couple colors in here, and this was another one that I was so precious about. I bought this with Ulta points because I didn't have the money when I bought it, but I had Ulta points. I'm like, I can get it today. You know, like, I was so excited to have this so much. I didn't touch it until this shot my stash, and I definitely want to try this again. I hate to have a negative video. Y'all know me. My freaking name is Joy. I like being happy. It's what I do. But I don't want to mislead you. And The packaging is so tempting. It's so beautiful. That is, I think, where Too Faced really shines, and how beautiful and cute and just refreshing their packaging is. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you're like a packaging like fiend, I get it. I just really wish that their products matched up with how beautiful their outer packaging is. I think in a lot of cases, it really just kind of falls short. So I'd say save your money on Too Faced. Basically, don't be a Joy. You know, play with your products, get use out of them, find out what you love. I know if I hadn't done this, Shop My Stash, if I hadn't forced myself to try all these Too Faced products, I promise you, with the amount of space I have left, which is like nothing basically, and BoxyCharms and Tribes and Allures and just my 3 products a month coming in, I'm going to start decluttering things. I'm going to have to. And I promise you, I would have decluttered indie brands. I would have decluttered drugstore products that I loved, because I would have tried to save these Too Faced products because I thought they were great, because I wouldn't touch them and didn't try them. And I was like, oh, of course it's Too Faced. You know, they're expensive. That must mean they're great quality. It doesn't. It doesn't. And I would have gotten rid of products that actually work for me. Maybe they're not as popular, like a Laura Geller or something, a beautiful Laura Geller blush. I could have easily seen myself decluttering to keep a Too Faced blush. And there's no reason for that. Not when this product actually works and looks beautiful on my skin, and this other product looks patchy and terrible, you know? So definitely a learning lesson. Please take that from me, you know, to really try your products. Don't let brands or packaging throw you off course and lead you to buy things that don't work, or lead you to hold on to things that aren't working for you, and keep the products that you love. So if you love everything that I tried today, if you have all these products and you're like, girl, you are cray, these are fantastic. Maybe it is me. I could definitely use a facial. You can see all this texture on my skin. I'm overdue for a facial. Maybe that's my problem with it. I just expect shimmers to work without setting spray. That's just my assumption. I use setting spray sometimes if I want like a real foiled look, but a shimmer should work out of the palette. A formula should work out of the palette. And I really didn't feel like a lot of these did. Other than the Peachy Mattes. This one, whew, I'd save this if I could only have 10 palettes. I'm sure this one would make the cut, honestly. It is fantastic. I love it, and I use it all the time. But a lot of this other stuff was just really a waste of money. It really was. So anyway, I love y'all so much. I'm so happy I could do this for you. I hope I'm able to keep you from grabbing something based on packaging. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so negative. It's not my normal style, but I'm trying to review more and give my honest opinion. And it scares me a little bit because I don't want to be negative, but I also don't want to blow smoke up anybody's, so that's that. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you really soon, and we'll start our next shopping next weekend on Sunday. I hope to have my next Shop My Stash scavenger hunt posted. We will see the brand and we'll see the products we'll be trying. So hopefully we'll have a much better week. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.